Tuesday. Someone started building this out here. It looks like someone's trying to build a fire pit. I don't know if they have enough bricks. I'm trying to figure out the theme for today. It might hit me while I'm running. It is the same temperature that I ran the first time I did this. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little colder than I did that day. I told myself I would keep moving until there's ice on the path. Right, here we are. Let's run. So I guess a good topic, and one topic that came up this morning in my head was wind and wilderness. Wind as a metaphysical concept. There's energy and there's movement of energy, but wind is different. There's breath, right? But wind is different. Breath is a metaphysical concept that a lot of people will talk about. Everything has phases of highs and lows. Everything is moving in a wave, and what we think of things is just the central approximation of that thing. Wind is wilderness. It is the earth taking its ether, its different temperature states, right? Hot and cold, and fighting amongst themselves. It is Earth's war with itself that, since we're caught in the middle of, we feel it and we hear it. Depending on which way you face and which way you orient yourself in life experience, you will find the wind can just blow you things, right? Like that dog head thing. So, wind. Well, I got everything done that I needed to do today. Still got things to rehearse, still got things to write, and still have a lot to do before Halloween. But right now, I'm gonna bake some squash. It's Halloween party time, and I got this thing to straighten out. Here we go.
No.
Someone's making more progress on this fire pit out here. They've already had fires. No one seems to mind. Okay. We had a late birthday party for my friend last night. I didn't really do anything besides like showing up in a costume, in a morph suit and a bird mask. I said I wanted to see how well I could play Smash Brothers through a morph suit. I picked Lucario. It's the only moveset I can remember ever. And then two-stocked him in a 3-minute match. So I felt good about that. But like, you sort of have to hold on to, you know, like this idea of yourself and what matters to you beyond just like your physical in the moment readings and respondings, you know? Because it's really easy to have knee-jerk reactions to things, especially personal things, that can, you know, come off as more negative than you intend or kind of mess up people's perceptions of you. And especially, you know, if you find it hard to make friends, if you find it hard to socialize, it can sometimes feel really draining to, you know, to put on that play, right? And unless you're in a situation where you're like more privileged and influential and, you know, don't really like rich enough that you don't have to answer to repercussions. And especially if you're, you know, young, informative, and everyone around you is young, informative, the wrong bit of not being all there, not being in your own head, can escalate to fucking up your entire social circle, right? There can be a perfect storm of, you know, you not being in the best headspace, and someone you're talking to not being in the best headspace, and everyone's biases lining up in a certain way, that one of you gets, you know, voted off the island, so to speak. And the thing is, especially with fucking 20-year-olds, is everyone wants to operate like a teenager, but everyone's bodies are transitioning into being an adult. So no one quite has a grasp on their headspace, and that clinging to negativity that you do when you're a teenager and first learn about emotions that you don't have yet, that can be really detrimental socially when you're an adult. And it just takes that one perfect storm of you not being in the right headspace and your peers not being in the right headspace for something to come off as rude and escalate. Some things are serious, sure. Some people are, you know, actively malicious, but some people are also just petty. And like, you can't do anything about that. You can't control, someone's diet or exercise habits or their headspace at all. You can't. So if someone's petty and shitty, you kind of just have to accept, like, this person's gonna be petty and shitty. You might gain, lose, and shift friend circles a lot when you're a young adult. And it's not like that's a personal failure. The failure comes when you never introspect on your side of things. Because you can't control someone else's headspace or their habits or any of the things that they have going on that, contribute to their shit. But what you can control is your own reactions and, taking lessons from the times that you make mistakes. People have heart, right? Some people will let you get away with some really shitty stuff as long as they can see that you're taking things to heart and making progress, right? The only thing you could ever control is what lessons you take from shit and how to be responsible for your own behavior. When I eat an entire bag of Okie-doke hot cheese popcorn, I will feel like shit the next day, and I will probably be shitty and short with the people I talk to. And there's things like that. There's things like, what you eat, if you drank too much last night, if you didn't get enough sleep. There's all these things that, you just kind of have to be honest about and be aware of how they affect you. Home.